Hi, I'm Carl Taylor from Visual Education, and today we're talking about one of my favourite softboxes, if not the favourite in my collection, the 120cm by 30cm softbox or Stripbox.
Thanks to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. Use coupon code CARL to get a 10% discount.
Now, for those of you that have not seen any of this series of videos, we are making this great series of videos where we are checking out and looking in depth at each individual modifier, its characteristics, its benefits, what they're used for, build quality, all those sort of things, as well as independent brands, costs, and all the rest of it. Now, if you haven't seen any of our previous videos, of course, check them out here on our channel. Now, why is this particular softbox my favorite? We've already reviewed the octabox 75. We've reviewed the octabox 150, plus umbrellas and other modifiers as well. The reason this is my favorite is because I really love the light that this can provide. Let's look at the physics of this. This is quite an interesting shaped tool because what we have here essentially is a large light source in this direction and a small light source in this direction. And how we use this softbox, whether we use it horizontally or whether we use it vertically, has a large effect on the light quality that it provides, because essentially we have soft light in one direction, hard light in the other. And there are a number of variables we can apply with the lighting, just simply on the angle that we position it here or the angle we tilt it. Now, I use this light for all sorts of stuff. Let me give you some examples. So first of all, I often use this light in the vertical position, and I use it through diffusion material, and I use it to light products, vertically standing products like bottles of wine, other bottles shots and product shots, cosmetic shots as well. I use this light source as well as it is now alongside the edge of a model for edge lighting down the side of the body. Gives a beautiful contouring light all the way down the side of the body and around the head and as the edge of the hair light as well on a lot of my fashion and beauty shots. Additionally, I use it in the horizontal position, and I use it slightly above the model, slightly down in a horizontal position facing the model for a beautiful linear catch light in the eyes and a lovely sculpting down this side of the face, down this way with the darker shadow under here because of that harder light source when it's in the horizontal position. So I find a multitude of uses for this softbox. For edge lighting, again, I'll often use one here on the subject and one on that side, so two in combination. Another really interesting way of using this softbox is to use two of them side by side, shoot through them. Another interesting way is to use one above the other and shoot through the space. It gives you all sorts of various options because of the interesting shape. Now, what do these cost? Well, this is the broncolor one, and for those of you that are going, oh no, this is a broncolor, this is not a broncolor video. This video is about all lighting modifiers. We've been comparing other brands, looking at different brands. This is the broncolor one because that's the brand I use. It's around about $250, and they make speed ring adapters that mean you can buy this softbox and put it on your own brand of light, whether it's Bowens, Profoto, Elinchrom, whatever. The Elinchrom version of this softbox, which is very similar and a similar size, is around about the same sort of price as is the Profoto. However, there are independent brand ones that are cheaper. I've seen some for around about the $100 mark, but be very careful because one of the really important things with good softbox design is that it has good internal diffusion as well to spread that light, to create that lovely homogeneous front surface, And on some of the cheaper softboxes, it only has the front diffuser. And when you only have a front diffuser, you will end up with a central hotspot here and a fall off of light here, and it doesn't give you the homogeneous light that you would expect from a good quality softbox. So do be careful on what you buy and why, and also consider the build quality. Now, as I said, there are a number of various ones on the market. Some are slightly wider, some are slightly taller. In fact, the Broncolor range also do a 180 by 30. So, you know, another 60 centimeters taller if you really want floor to, you know, head height, floor to head height side lighting on the edge of your model as well for full length fashion. I don't often use those, but that's another option. Other brands on the market, as I say, their softboxes might be slightly wider, slightly longer, slightly shorter, but you know, they're around this size, which is a good size. Accessory wise for this softbox, one of the accessories that's really useful on this softbox is actually called the strip light accessory. And that allows you to take the softbox and reduce it into an even narrower strip light for effects. Now this one is actually off of a 180 by 30, which is why it's dangling down, but they do one for the 120 by 30, but I don't have one here to hand. But you can see the idea that this is now converts this into a 120 by about 10 centimeters. So if you're looking for a harder strip light effect, that can be done very easily with these accessories that clip over the front. And of course, as we've discussed with the 150 octabox and the 75 octabox, there are also grids that can be applied onto these. I won't go into that now. I've spoken about grids and my dislike for them generally, unless you're working in a really, really small space. Right, let's take a look here. We have our wonderfully popular comparison app tool that allows you to compare different modifiers side by side. You can go along here, you can choose from all different types of modifiers, from softboxes to umbrellas to parabolic reflectors, including softboxes. Here on the left we have a bare bulb studio light. We've covered bare bulb and standard reflectors in another video. And here on the right we have the softbox 120 by 30 in the horizontal position. And if we zoom in on these images, actually, let me just do that again. Let's zoom in on them together and we can compare. Look at that lovely linear light we get in the catch light on the eyes, the lovely sculpting of light that we get from this particular softbox. And if we compare it to a more similar light source such as the octabox 150, let's zoom in on that one. You can see again the difference in the light quality that each one provides. So if we look on this one, we'll see a slightly harder shadow going down, longer underneath the chin line here because of that shorter horizontal distance across the softbox here. And then because of the wider spread here, we can see that that's feathering out there a little bit as well. So those various characteristics provided by the softboxes are very interesting when it comes to size. You can see that predominantly brighter face area because the concentration of light being a strip box here means more of the exposure is falling in the face area and less on the body area, whereas on the 150 softbox, more is falling across the whole scene. The other variation here is how much exposure is being received on the background. Again, due to the inverse square law, the amount of spread of these lights, and when we have these lights in position relative to the model, then we have characteristics such as bounce around our studio, bouncing off walls and ceilings, falling on our background, affecting the exposure on the background. And you can see that huge disparity between the two softboxes when you arrive at the same correct exposure on the face. And this is down to, as I said, simple things to do with inverse square law, which we cover on our platform extensively, where when your softbox is in this position, you can get it quite close to your model. You can't do that with a 150 octabox because otherwise it will be blocking your view. So therefore a 150 octabox has to go further back from your subject for you to be able to see under it to shoot the model. In doing so, with it being further from the model, the fall off of light exposure becomes similar in the greater distance, meaning more light bounce around your studio. If you don't understand those fundamental physics of lighting, then you are missing out hugely on your capabilities of what you can do with studio lighting and how you can control light to get the very best from your images. And that's exactly why we provide tools such as the comparison app on our education platform, so that you can learn about lighting in depth. You can see what different lights do. You can also link to all these amazing videos that teach you how to use the lighting to full effect and basically fully understand the physical properties of lighting. Anyway, I hope that that overview of the 130, 120 softbox or Stripbox gives you some food for thought, shows you some of the lighting scenarios that I use these lights, and I hope you can join me for our next studio lighting modifiers video.
This video is brought to you by Squarespace. From websites and online stores to marketing tools and analytics, Squarespace is the all-in-one platform to build a beautiful online presence and run your business. Head to squarespace.com for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/Carl to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain.